The frustration level is increasing a bit, and so are the costs, actually. One Alameda County city is not happy with how PG&E is handling all of this. KPIX 5's Andria Borba live in Hayward with how city officials took matters into their own hands. Andria?
Well, Ken, at one point yesterday, that PG&E website, the one that they had promised to relaunch at some point this evening about where exactly these shutoffs are happening, well, it wasn't working at all. And so city officials here in Hayward had to take matters into their own hands and create their own website and their own backup plans because the utility was failing them. While the waiting game for the lights to go off is driving some East Bay residents crazy.
It's insane. I mean, to think in this day and age that something like this is happening. I think they should have buried the lines years ago.
Years ago, where
we wouldn't have this.
It's driving up the price of business across the region and state.
Obviously, it's helpful to have a little more time because it gives us more time to prepare and to notify the community.
In Hayward, a repeatedly crashing Pacific Gas and Electric website with outage info forced the city to staff a 24-hour telephone hotline to answer questions that the utility should be answering. On top of that, GIS technicians hastily built this website with commandeered data from PG&E so Hayward residents can find out if they need to prepare for an outage. Now, all of that outage prep work is before the real emergency of potential wildfires in the tangle of power lines, trees, grass, and hills in the Hayward Hills. It's putting a toll on city budgets.
An incident like this will call back firefighters to come back on overtime to help staff up and prepare for the emergency if needed.
The cost of this public safety power shutoff between lost food, lost time at work, extra overtime, and business closures could be staggering, according to Michael Wara, director of Stanford's Climate and Public Policy Program.
Given the uncertainties in the models, we think that $2.6 billion is a reasonable estimate for the impacts of this blackout if it lasts 2 days.
That is the key phrase at the end of that sentence. If it lasts 2 days, it will cost around $2.6 billion here in the state of California. Of course, if these outages last longer, that number, Ken, will only continue to go up for state agencies, for families, for cities, for businesses. It's all across the board.